I think I met one of my guardian angels. I just dropped off someone at the Atlanta airport because I was doing some ride share on that particular day. And I was headed up I-75 and bam, my tire popped on the driver's side in the back. And so again, I'm in Atlanta, people drive really crazy. And so I had to pull over. I put my blinkers on, pulled over to the right, and I was contemplating what I need to do. Should I call 911, 411, or a family friend? Within minutes, I say 1 or 2 minutes, there was a truck that came behind me. Now, this truck was about 60 to 70 feet from me. He parked 60 to 70 feet. And I was just waiting. I said, who is this guy? It was an older white truck, like a old painter's truck, if you will, right? And so I waited, and this white gentleman, older white gentleman, about 60 to 70 years old, with very peppered beard. Again, he's wearing some mechanic clothes. And I get out the car and he's eating a banana or finishing a banana, and he throws the peel in the bushes. And he's about 20 to 30 feet from me. And he says this one thing, which was a clue. He said, man, that was a new tire, wasn't it? And I was like, okay. Now, my tire was popped. It was not losing air. It was deflated, right? And when your tire is deflated, the trunk was covering up the tire. So 20 to 30 feet from me, how did he know that I had a new tire? So then he asked me, do I have a spare in the back of the car? So I said, yeah, I got a spare. And I opened up the trunk, and he was about 4 to 5 feet from the trunk. And he looked at my spare tire. And here's another clue. He said, man, that tire needs some air. And I was like, how does he know this stuff? Now, this looked like a brand new spare tire, like it had some tire shine on it. So I go down and I squeeze the tire, and it did not budge. And I looked at the man, I was like, nah, it's straight. Like, it has enough air. He said, no, look. So he pulled out his gauge and he checks the PSI of the tire. Now, it was low. I said, how did you know from just standing back that tire needs some air? I said, man, this is crazy. Mind you, he did not allow me to do anything. He took out the tire, rolled it back to his car, pumped it up, put some air in it. For some reason, he had an air pump in the back of the truck. So he put some air into the tire and rolled it back with his jack. He jacked up my car, and he took the tire off, the one that was flat. He took the tire off. He put the spare on, put all the bolts on and whatnot. He threw the flat tire back into my trunk, closed the trunk. He rolled his jack back to his truck and came back and looked at me. Through this whole interaction, he did not talk much. And so I put my hand out to shake his hand and do what any human being would do when he's grateful. I said, man, thank you so much. And this man did not say one word to me. He just looked at me like, why are you thanking me? And he turned around and got in his truck. I turned around, got in my car, and I was like, who was this guy? I pulled off and I looked in my rearview mirror, and I see him putting on his blinkers and getting on the freeway. So I want to hear from you. Was this my guardian angel, or was I tripping?